Aliquippa made me the man I am today. Like, I think I could survive anywhere across the world. Like, I could be put in any type of situation just because of Aliquippa, and I always be grateful and be thankful to be from there.
Most people, their reference is highlights. Everybody lives off what they can post and what they have in the past instead of the current moment right now.
Like, I had that feeling like, damn, like I didn't do it. Like, I didn't do what I was gonna say I was gonna do. Like, I let everybody down. I did what I folded.
But I understand now as a man, it's like nothing in life is gonna be perfect. Nothing in life is gonna be as consistent as you want it to be. Like, everything has its moment, everything has its pivots. You just have to learn how to pivot within it, not away from it.
You can go through the hardest things you think you already went through. You still got that what if about something. It could be something small.
Sometimes as a man, you can accept a loss. But a big loss, especially one that you can't see, man, you'd rather turn around because it's like, is this shit really worth it? You know, you got the feeling, you got the mindset like, man, this shit could work, but what if it don't?
You only live once, bro. God ain't put all this in position for you and everything. This makes sense. Like, it makes sense. You can't put this in no movie. Like, you gotta do it. Just do it.
Welcome to another episode of Trade Truths Podcast. Today I have a guest, a special guest, somebody that one of my close friends mentioned is a great guy, somebody that I just met recently mentioned is a great guy, stand-up guy. He was an athlete, he's a clothing brand designer, and I know he's one hell of a man. So without further more introduction, I'm gonna go ahead and let him introduce himself.
So what's up, y'all? I'm Larry Walker Jr. from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, 25 years old, ex-Division I athlete, also an entrepreneur, and also as a teacher as well, and a football coach and basketball coach.
For sure. So I always ask everybody whenever I start an episode, just how you doing mentally right now?
I'm doing good, bro. I can't complain. Family living right, everything going well. I ain't got no complaints, bro. I'm blessed, to be honest. Like, I'm traveling for clothes, like, all through the summer, having more talks about something for the future, like leading now to the end of the year, and just trying to make it all execute for real. So I'm blessed.
For sure. So this is basically our first conversation. So just, tell me and tell the audience a little bit more about yourself.
So, bro, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. Like, it's no different from any other, like, urban area, I could say. It made me into the man I am today. I got 3 siblings. I got an older sister, Larice Walker. I got a younger brother who's in a football camp right now. He's DJ Walker. He's 20 years old. And then I got my little brother, Zion Walker. He's going to be a senior at Erie Cathedral in football right now. Also, too, I ain't gonna lie, I always got into it besides, like, liking sports and, like, always trying to be just being a kid and having fun with everybody. I always wanted to get into fashion. I always wanted to do different stuff just because of my mom. Like, she used to dress me before school and stuff and, like, put my outfits together. Even, like, had me and my little brother in matching outfits and stuff. So, like, then also, too, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm really like a nerd almost too. Like, I like doing school, I like doing projects, I like doing all that, but that was influenced because of both my parents, you know what I mean? Like, I used to always, if my mom was at work and I come home, my pops would be in the crib and they would, every time before I do anything, I gotta do some homework before I do anything, so I had to do that. So that accustomed to, as I got older, to be like, bro, like, I enjoy doing group projects. I enjoy speaking in front of people. I enjoy, like, knowing more vocabulary words and learning more and just prior knowledge, like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's pretty much for
sure.
me.
That's solid. So one of my questions I want to ask you first off is that being the fact that you're now, graduated college, high school, and now that you're an adult, you listed out a lot of things just now, like what you got going on currently. So 1, entrepreneur, 2, coach, 3, teacher. How do you find yourself juggling all those now as an adult? Do you feel like your workload is heavy, or do you feel like this is something that is just kind of natural to you?
I feel like it's kind of natural to me. I mean, I say this compared to, like, just me being so in routine my whole life, like prepping for sports and then being on the big stage at D1 college away from home and everything, and having to adjust a new schedule on your own. It's now, like, you a grown adult. Now it's about, like, the environment you in. Like, I say that takes more of a toll on you because it challenges you as a man every day, you know what I mean? And I say, dealing with kids all day, like, especially everybody be talking about the new generation of kids and how they act and stuff. You deal with a lot of emotions. You deal with a lot of personalities throughout the days, especially the position that I'm in at the school that I work at, Aliquippa High School, where I graduated at. I'm an emotional support teacher as well. So I talk to all the kids that need some extra like talks or anything because I'm closer to age than any other teacher in the room in the building. So
Exactly.
they put me in responsibility for that. So now I gotta juggle all that while juggling my issues and problems. Then I
Mhm.
gotta juggle with me trying to make sure I get this design in. It's just so many different fields, but I'm like blessed to be able to be in so routine so long that I just like gotta calm down and just like put everything in order. So it
Exactly.
really be more a natural kind of thing because you get so used to like the early schedules, the early mornings, the long nights. So
Mhm.
I say it's pretty natural.
For sure. So before I got 2 questions for you. I'm gonna take it a scale back because you said routine. When developing your routine, the routine came from just quick question, came from high school or college? Where did you feel like you developed your routine the most at?
I say I developed my routine like when I was since like a jit.
Jet?
Like
Okay,
yeah, like since
cool.
I was like real young because
Uh-huh.
it's like I get up. It was like so I was used to it. I get up,
Mhm.
brush my teeth, make
Exactly.
sure my clothes is ironed and
Mhm.
everything. My shoes is clean. I
Mhm.
walk to school, go to school, do all that, come out of school, come home, do my homework,
Mhm.
go to practice, football practice, and then come home. And then whether depending on the season, if it's football or basketball, we just switching up the sport and it's the same routine. Then you moving into high school, now you doing it for like personal reasons because you want to get on the field yourself. You want to do big things on the court or whatever sport you want to get into. So you getting them personal workouts early in the morning.
Yep.
Then you coming out of there, you're going to put right stuff in your body, and you making sure you stretching, you make sure you hydrating, you getting another workout. Then you still making time after that workout to go be with your friends and chill to make sure you go home at night and sleep. So like it was just like I'm so used to it at the
Mhm.
point. So as soon as it's in front of me, I may have to adjust it and like may adjust some of my thinking and like different perspectives on
Mhm.
everything. But it's cool because I just be like, all right, I'm gonna just do it here, 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 and then we just gonna go with it. And after first couple days, bro, we gonna get used to it. So
Exactly. So now that you say that, now that it's kind of accustomed to you, it's kind of in a sense, it's just normal nature. My question for you is when your routine is unbalanced, because now you're including other people's lives within your routine, how do you handle that? Because I think me personally, whenever my routine is unbalanced, I feel it 100%. It's like that aggravating punching feeling in your side. It don't hurt
yeah.
you, but you can feel it, and you kind of be like, damn, how do you adjust that knowing that you kinda, in a sense, now you're surrounded around adults and you're surrounded around kids. Sometimes you have to have different amounts of patience. So how do you accustom or how do you adjust to the unbalanced routine whenever you're working with kids or working around, coworkers or even with your brand? How do you deal with that personally without draining yourself?
So I learned like, especially like after being done with football and everything as men, like we
Mhm,
gotta learn how to decompress. No matter like what kind of method we do or wherever we try to do to decompress,
mhm,
we gotta do it. And I feel like the first one is like I pray. Like, you know what I mean? If my mind going crazy and everything, cause like a lot of the times, bro, throughout my life, like I've been through like a lot of like life threatening or life or death situations, you know what I mean? So it's be like a lot of times I always tell myself like, bro, it ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like just take
exactly.
a step back and just see it real quick. Like
Mhm,
put emotions to the side, just figure it out and then move on from it. You know what
yep,
I mean? If we gotta adjust, we gotta adjust.
mhm,
Like being where I'm from, bro, like growing up there as long as you do, you stay alive as long as I have, you have to adjust. Like, you know what I mean? Whether it be like from your friends, from people you be around and everything. So I just take everything in perspective of what I've been through and just apply them skills into that. So like whenever that happens, I just first pray, and then after that, I just try to be around positive vibes in my life, positive people. Like just let off all my chest, like the people I talk to and everything, and just move on from it, bro. And then at the end of the day, like as men, you could relate. You know what I mean? Like we could be feeling high, we could be feeling low, but we still got to keep it going. You know what I mean? So I just try and do all that.
exactly. And to add on to what you just said, it's just what somebody asked me the other day. They was like, "Man, you just need to take a break." I said, "I can't take a break because the clock don't stop when I stop. It just doesn't make sense." You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, as long as the clock is going, all I know as a man is to just keep going with the clock. The
Hmm.
sun's still gonna come up, the moon's still gonna set. Everything is still gonna happen, no matter if I pause, if I'm sad, happy, mad, glad. Of course, you want to take time to develop and cater to that, but at the same time, you can't really take breaks.
Right.
It's just not realistic in this life we live. Like you take breaks, now you get complacent. You get complacent, you get lazy, so you start missing out on blessings, and all these other things start to happen. But my next question for you is, you said to make it out of your town at your age as you are now, explain your town to me, because me personally, I've never heard of it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? When I met Tig, he said he was from. I never heard of this. You know what I
right.
mean? But he said the same thing he said to me. I'm gonna repeat to you. It's the same thing as where you from. You know what I mean? I'm from Orlando, Florida, West Side. Most people hear Orlando and here think about Disney and all these other things, but I I ain't gonna say I grew up in the trenches, but I grew up in the hood. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, thankful to have a roof over my head, but it was 8 to 10 people in my crib. You know what I mean? Nobody had a business. Nobody had a way out for me. Nobody had this plan or this golden bridge for me. Like, hey, Trey, you got to cross this and you gonna be straight.
yeah.
So how was it coming from your town and to be the man that you are now? How would you explain your situation?
So I say this to for starters, like Aliquippa is a historic town. Like not even just for sports, but just like industrial wise too.
Yeah.
Like so, like back then, like I say, probably if I can get my dates right, probably like around before the '70s, like the steel mill, because it's 20 minutes outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So J&L still came to Aliquippa. That was huge for us. Like a lot of people got jobs, a lot of people got high paid houses, a lot of businesses was flowing. Like Aliquippa
Mhm.
was like the town for
Yeah.
real. Then you add on the football side of it because we historically known for football. Like we got the most, if you check the stats, like we got the most Hall of Famers in just one school. Mind you, we not like no charter school, we not no prep school. We like don't recruit. These is Aliquippa kids, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Born and raised, grown, you know what I mean? Like, so you add in that, everything flowing, by the time the steel mill shut down, that's when the crack epidemic hit. Like, you know what I mean? So like now we start seeing like population going down, people moving away, jobs is being lost, like buildings being abandoned. So now you push forward, now you get into people like, you know what I mean, as Black community,
Yeah.
envy is and greed is two like horrible things to have. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that flows like when people like getting a lot of money for themselves, especially if it's in the wrong way. So
Exactly.
people want to do something, people want to make it happen. Some
Right.
people's situations is different. So like a lot of gang wars and stuff was happening. A lot of drugs was pumping through the area, but we still had sports. You know what I
Right.
mean? And like you still had the same story, urban story that everybody have. These kids like they gonna make it out for sports. But with us, I think like a lot of people because of our test scores in the Pennsylvania, like they don't see as an education side of everything too, because of our kids not taking it serious, but not also that, but just in the environment that we in. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't say that how can I say this? I wouldn't say that the education side is probably that bad. I just think like because of our kids like being in the situation that they're in, it's like not fair to them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still gotta get through it and do what you need to do. So I say like after probably the way I came up was I was born in 2000. My childhood that I can remember was the early 2000s. That's when
Mhm.
like a lot of the early 2000s like changed from the 90s. So like that new wave was coming
Yeah.
in
It was a
and a
shift.
lot of people was doing different stuff. You know what I mean? So like meaning like the money was higher, the
Mhm.
pipelines for the drugs was coming in different areas, but the football still high, sports are still high. So police took action. We had a lot of like police, like state troopers, people in horsebacks. Like I couldn't leave my porch some days. You know what I mean? Like so going through that and you seeing a lot of stuff like with your household, you know what I mean? You seeing because when I way I grew up, like my dad was a historic figure in sports. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Had a chance, and that things didn't pan out right because of certain situations. He ended up going into the streets. You know what I'm saying? So you you seeing it and you knowing it from first person hand, but you're not actually doing it, but you're seeing it with your own dad because it's in the
Mhm.
crib. You know what I mean? You can't dodge them. You can't
Exactly.
dodge them long nights. Can't dodge them nights you ain't getting no sleep because of certain things. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And then your mom working as hard as she is because she got two boys, you know what I mean, trying to do all that. So that playing in a part, I use sports and I got into sports in like 4 years old, as young as I can remember into football. And I
Yeah.
used the football like the trauma that I was seeing, not even just in my house, but like if I was walking to practice or like if I'm outside with my guys, like or something happened to my guys or something happened to my family, I'm taking it out on football. So I
Mhm.
think not just me, and I think like a lot of my super close friends, like to this day, like we can relate so much because we all have similar backgrounds in
Mhm.
different situations, but we use football to like
Cope.
release it. You know what I mean? Like so I say like leading on to high school, like the stuff just keep getting more and more because you get older. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You going to parties, you going to different stuff. So now like you trying to be around the older crowd, but you got them, your older cousins and stuff telling you like, yo, you gotta leave. Like, this ain't you. This you can't
Exactly.
be around it. Not even saying you a bad kid or nothing, but like you shouldn't even you bigger than this. You know what I mean? So I say like that to just say like Aliquippa made me the man I am today. Like
Mhm.
I think I could survive anywhere across the world. Like I could be put in any type of situation just because of Aliquippa. And I always be grateful and be thankful to be from there.
Mhm. So my next question to you is, knowing that you've witnessed it and knowing that you kind of escaped the environment, how does it feel to be back in the environment? Because most people, and it's very common to always go back home, but most people sometimes they escape it. Some people when they escape it, they stay away from it. Prime example, me, when I had the opportunity to leave Orlando and come to Tampa, it's only down the road, but once I left, I never thought about going back. It just wasn't ideal for me because similar to the situations that you seen, I witnessed it. I was a part of it. Gang stuff, front hand, front row. You know what I mean? Fights, whatever you can really think of, I experienced it. I've lost friends, I've lost family. I've had situations where I've been kicked out the crib. I had situations where I went to jail. All these different things happened in my life. And in my head, it was like the first ticket I can get to get out here, I would never look back. And even to this day, shit, I don't want to go home. You know what I mean? I love the city. I love the people that's there. All my family is there. I have no family here. But at the same time, that ticket that I bought to get out is permanent, bro. So I know with most people, whenever they go back, sometimes they get that feeling like, damn, did I really do everything that I could? Damn, did I really make it? Damn, is this where it's gonna end? How do you feel being back in your hometown? And especially with the fact that you're giving back now, how is that feeling in your heart?
So like I say this, like God give you like the strangest like ways of like telling you something. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? Like I always go off of the verse like John 13:7. Like you may not understand now, but later you will. And like just to say that, just to say like when I got out of school and I graduated, like on my draft reports and everything, and like I remember even talking to Day Day about it, like
mhm,
mine was like undrafted free agent. We gonna go mini camp, whatever. So like I'm just training right after that summer. You know what I mean? Just chilling, like waiting on the call, waiting on the call. And then like when I was coming in full circle of football being over with, and this is even before the brand stuff, like I was blessed to even be in the same room as like a certain people. And then I got end up getting an education job.
mhm,
So when I was able to do that, I instantly seen like the impact of me just being me around people, like, not even just the kids, like, cause like, I was seeing it with the kids through football, like, way before, like, any of the stuff anybody knew Larry Walker Jr. around the world, like, you know what I mean? It was just on some, like, I'm in the hood, they in the hood, they see me on Friday nights, it's cracking, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
exactly.
So now, when you in the school and you giving them free game and everything, that's always a bigger plus than anything.
Mhm,
But when you actually, like, get around adults and, like, you feel the positive energy. Like you seeing every day, like people asking you how you doing, like people you can talk to have different perspectives,
mhm,
always increasing different business opportunities or like even give you different perspectives on how to even approach some things. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like you always got to take account for that as a blessing. So I think like with me, I say like being back, like when I first got back, like I had that feeling like, damn, like I didn't do it. Like I didn't do what I was gonna say I was gonna do. Like I let everybody down. I did what I folded. You know what I'm saying? All these negative thoughts. But then like as like time went on, like especially with them kids, yo, like especially at my school, like they really telling me like, yo, I see you in another light than football. Like you really cool. Like I could
Mhm,
really talk to you. Like I could really have a conversation. I could really call on you and everything. It won't be nothing weird. It won't be no weird feelings. Like you telling me that, you telling that to someone who young like that, losing their mind from a kid that's from like, that's what, 13 through 18?
mhm,
Cause like that's all I need to let me know that I could keep going. Like,
mhm,
you know what I mean? It's more out there. Because if I fold right now, I'm just gonna be another example I'm telling them not to be.
mhm,
So like it's the same thing I had with my little brother, because me and my little brother 5 years apart. So like from the day he was born on August 26, 2005, like I knew from right there he watching me. He's really watching everything I do, whether I be super high, like in the high of the positives in my life, or super low of like being dead weight, like
exactly,
feeling like I'm not even supposed to be here.
exactly.
How am I gonna react? How am I gonna follow up on things? Even to this day, like I be real honest with the students about whenever they asking like what's been going on in my life, or how things been going, like I be honest with them to the point where like I know what age group I could talk to in a certain way, but
Mhm.
like it's a certain type of honesty to the point where they understand it, that I'm
Mhm.
not being like political with them. I'm not
Exactly.
being front of, I'm not being fake. And then when you get that response back and you see it in the, you gonna see it in the kid, bro, when they being for real with you or not. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? And seeing that, that's all you really be needing. Like, so like now, like that gives me a full heart every day when I wake up in the morning. Like, I gotta make sure they good. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Just of me just being me, making sure I'm good first.
For
Like
sure.
I can't come in being negative. I can't come in slouchy if I ain't get no sleep. I still gotta get up, make sure I'm gonna be the best me I can be, just
Mhm.
for everybody around me to make sure they gonna be the best they can be.
Exactly. So with that being said, knowing that you can kind of go with the reality approach with the kids, and another aspect of it, how is the feeling? Because I know some kids that look at you and be like, "Man, you came back home. How can I trust you?" How are you able to give other people that aspect of life and other people the aspect of success, knowing that sometimes they feel like since you came back home, they can't really like it's not credible in a sense. Because most people they look at like, okay, if you really made it in life, you took off and you moved across the country, you moved to another state, you either got millions or you just somewhere else living lavish and you just forgot about home. So when people, in a sense, and I don't know if it ever has happened to you yet, when people come to you and were like, what's your credibility? What do you feel like is your credibility in this moment right now in your life?
I just feel like me waking up every day and just being honest with myself. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like how I move and how I approach people, how I talk, the way I take on things when things not going my way. I
Exactly.
think I just like show that in the sense of little by little from the people who ask. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the type of guy to be like vlogging every day and like show you
Mhm.
my day to day and like even like tell you everything that's going on in my life. But
Exactly.
I think the action shows as a man like a lot louder when you accomplishing certain things, when you in different rooms, it's being around different people, having different conversations with people. I
Facts.
think that shows more than anything of a man, whether than recording yourself and being like, yo, I just came up
Mhm.
doing this, or I just was here. Da, da. Nah, like I think like certain aspects as a man, like when you take on certain things, it shows. You know what I mean? I think with the kids, I get up every day, whether I have a bad day at home or a bad day outside or some, or I don't get no sleep
Mhm.
every day. Even like sometimes they ask me like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? Like, and I even just tell them like, I don't tell them the whole thing because they kids, but like I
Exactly.
tell them like a good like bit of it, like in the sense of like summary,
Mhm.
but it's not like the full thing.
Enough for them to understand.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So and they be like, "Oh, okay," like, and they even give you different perspectives of how they see it,
Mhm.
and it just opens another mindset of you of how you gonna take that on. So I'm just blessed through it all
For
with that.
sure, for sure. And my next question is, knowing that, before I even ask you a question, I'm gonna say this too to add on to that because I was thinking about it as you was talking. Basically, your reference is your experience and just your life in general. Most people, their reference is highlights. Everybody lives off what they can post and what they have in the past instead of the current moment right now. Like your experience right now, your credibility, your reference is this conversation we having. Most people can't come here and sit face to face with somebody and talk to somebody. Most people can't go and tell somebody what they went through and then how they came up now. Most of the times they're going to be like, hey, look, I got this. I hit for this. I won this, but they can't talk about the losses and then bring that whole situation like, this is how I'm here now. This is what led to me being here now. They don't want to talk about the bad. So I give you credit that because it takes a real man to really sit down and what he experienced and be able to tell another person, especially
Appreciate that,
kids.
bro.
Because with kids, it's like most people, they don't want to tell kids stuff because they don't want to look like a failure. They don't want to look bad. Every time somebody else talk to kids, they want to look like this big image
Yeah.
whole time kids their imaginary is it's advanced so they'll understand in their own personal way. But what's good about now is the Gen Z is I think they caught on to the gimmicks, right? And that's why I give you your credit because most kids they'll pick up on bullshit,
Yes.
especially in high school. They pick
Oh,
up on
yes.
bullshit like now I feel like, back then when we was young, like we used to know the old heads, they'd be like, man, man, if it was me, man, back in my day,
Yeah,
we used to be able to
like
pick up on that. But now with the kids, they're able to see that off rap.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I credit you and I give you all the glory in the world for being able to tell your story with these kids. Cause I feel like even with me, when I go and do my motivational speeches and stuff like that, they feel that in the room. You know what I mean? I done been to public speaks and the people come to me like, man, you don't know how much you just impacted me by being you. And I think that's the biggest credibility ever. But my next question is, we're gonna take a pivot. You done with football,
Mhm.
now you coaching, now you have a brand. What inspired the brand? What inspired the name? What inspired you to even keep going? Because based on your answer now, I have a follow-up question.
So the inspiration started like as a jit, like
Mhm.
super young. Like I wanted my own shoe company. Like I used to write my own goals, like my like future goals, like in like 5 years, and my like future goals in like 20 some years or like something like that.
Mhm.
And like I was like one of my goals was like having a shoe company because I was like so into fashion and shoes. Like I always wanted to always be fresh.
Mhm.
So with that being said, it followed up to like how I dressed like throughout high school and college and
Facts.
everything, and then even like me going up to school and being at New York, like in University of Albany, you seeing all these different clothes, you seeing how different styles of people like doing stuff. Like
Mhm.
it opens your mind to be like, oh, let me try this with this. Like, let me see how I could tweak this with this in my own way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So going into my senior year of college, 2023, that's when NIL started popping. So like
Mhm.
when NIL started popping, Tig, he like referred to me, he was like talking to me and my boy MJ Devonshire. He played
Yeah.
for the Packers now. He was saying like, yo, y'all got NIL from like school, da da da. Like MJ had some NIL because he went to Pitt.
Yeah.
But like me, I ain't had no NIL coming from FCS school. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So he said, regardless of if you got it or not, it's not enough. You know what I mean? Like y'all need to market yourself. Y'all need to brand yourself. He was the first person to put in my head, like, yo, regardless of like what you do out there, when you step off, you should be marketing yourself, Larry Walker Jr.,
Exactly.
MJ Devonshire, like who y'all are. You know what I mean? To bring in more to now when they see the real you on the field and how you playing, not and then they gonna see it off the helmet too. So now going in, you design these shirts.
Yeah.
It was like three of me and I was selling them, you know what I mean, going into my senior year. And like a lot of people was getting into it, especially like I was snapping during the year, having a good chance. That everybody talking about NFL this, NFL that, we winning. So like that had its own phase. So like when football didn't happen and I came home, I was so locked in on ball and like just trying to figure out who I was.
Yeah.
I just wanted to like do that first before anything. So like after I was doing that, going into 2025, I was like sprinkling in like I want to get into clothes, like I want to do this, I can do it. Like,
Mhm.
but Tig told me like he sat me down on FaceTime, was saying like, bro, like if you gonna do this, like you gotta do it for the right reasons. Cause if you do it for the wrong, like you're gonna get exposed and it's gonna like take you down. Like you don't understand. Like there's so many people that came to him, he was saying like that wanted to get in clothes, wanted to do this, and they always flake out because they didn't have the right purpose.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I sat down and it was just was like, if I'm gonna do this, I wanna be able to have the name, be able to branch out and explain the purpose of why I started it. You know what I mean? So I think like for me, I always like wanted to get into fashion. So I was
Exactly.
like in my type of drip, like the way I was like dressing from little kid all the way up to now.
Mm.
Like everybody be like, only you could pull that off. Only you could do this, da da da. But
Mhm.
I'm like, bro, everybody's style different.
Exactly.
Everybody can wear different stuff. Like I see it every day on the internet. Like
Mhm.
people even like on the fashion walks and the fashion shows, like I be seeing it. You know what I mean? So the styles part, the seventh part, I'm gonna retrace back. The seventh part came from because back in college, my sophomore year, I changed my number from 25 to 7.
Yeah.
So like all I did over COVID, bro, we chilling in the crib. I put L7 in my bio. I never told no one call me that. I never
Mhm.
said like it's my name, none of that. People start calling me that. And then people start calling me also like 7, this and that. So that was like my name of school. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So the 7 part came from that because I think like if I don't go to Albany and go through the stuff I go through to get to that number 7 and becoming who I am,
Mhm.
and like taking that risk of going away from home and trying to find out my own self, I don't think none of this ever happens.
Exactly.
So like that, it had to be in there because I
Mhm.
think that's like the purpose part. The
Mhm.
styles part is like the message. So like I want my clothes to be able to everybody to wear it. Like I want you to wear it, your mom, your auntie, grandma, granddad, uncle, cousin, baby, everybody. I want everybody to wear it in any kind of occasion that you choose to do. So I want it to be like, and when you wear it, it brings out your own style.
Exactly.
So that was why like the 7 styles came in all together. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, like I was super shocked at how like when I found out like the name of it and everything, and I was like really designing and really getting into it, Like I was really denying my designs, bro. Like I was really not second guessing because it's like, it's a risk.
Exactly.
And it's a risk outside, and it's like different from if I'm jumping on this route, like on third down because I've seen it 20 times. You ain't never see this. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So like as a man and you taking it in, I'm 24 at the time. I'm like, bro, like I'm trying to get to it, but like if this don't work, like it is what it is. But then I had to sit back and be like, bro, like you only live once, bro. God ain't put all this in position for you and everything. This
Mhm.
makes sense. Like it
Exactly.
makes sense. You can't put this in no movie. Like you gotta do it. Just
Mhm.
do it.
Mhm.
So when I went on and did it, little by little by little, I just try to get better and better and better. And also too, not just better in like designs or like promotion and content, but also believe like better in self-confidence. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like I think like as a man, people be thinking like self-confidence is just like you just popping it and you just feeling like good all the time. But it's like, bro, you're not always gonna feel like that, bro.
Not.
And you can't always be super high, super loud and doing all this crazy stuff when you win. And you can't be feeling super low when you lose, cuz. So like I feel like with that, even up to this day, like I'm still fighting that. You know what I mean? Just because like it's always that
That what if?
second guess, like,
That
like,
what if.
you know what I mean? Like that it gets you every time in some standpoint.
Dangerous.
Even like you can go through the hardest things you think you already went through.
Mhm.
You still got that what if about something. It could be something
Exactly.
small, like, but like I'm still battling. I think I'm like winning more. You know what I mean? I'm like
Yeah.
we in this fight in the rounds. You know what I mean? I'm on the scorecard up right now,
Mhm.
so I feel like that is just gonna happen on its own time.
Yeah,
You know
for
what I
sure.
mean?
And
So
you answered that exactly how I envisioned you to answer. It's I didn't know the purpose of the brand name and everything, but one thing I would say is before I ask the question is risks are not calculated. That's something that I've said on here probably 100 times now. Risks are not calculated. I feel like, especially as a man, going into a situation or a beast where you don't know the results or you can't even envision a little bit of results, it'll have you going crazy because it's like sometimes as a man, you can accept a loss, but a big loss, especially one that you can't see, man, you'd rather turn around because it's like, is this shit really worth it? You got the feeling, you got the mindset like, man, this shit could work, but what if it don't? If it don't, I'm down money. If it don't, I look embarrassed. If it don't, I just wasted my time. If it don't, I could have been doing X, Y, and Z. Like that shit will really fuck up your brain, but that's what stopped me from starting this years ago.
mhm.
And the reason why I'm about to ask you the question I'm gonna ask you now is because when I started this right here, this was a Jesus Christ, man. I was supposed to be doing this shit in 2020.
Ooh,
I
wait.
started in
You would have,
2025.
bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You be up, you probably be up like millions of followers, bro.
And I tell myself that every day. That's why I can't stop.
Yeah.
And now this is why I'm gonna ask you this question. So, and I don't know how you gonna, receive it or, perceive it. My question to you is knowing that football, in a sense, had an expiration date in your life. Now that you're in the next chapter, will that expiration exist with this business or with the career that you have? Can you envision that happening? Or do you think no matter what happens, Seven Styles is gonna keep going regardless?
I think to answer that, bro, I want it to be like a legacy thing. Like I
Mhm.
want it to be like as long as I breathe, like God let me breathe on this earth, like I want to be able to make Seven Styles like a legacy like Prada, like Gucci, like something like that. And
Mhm.
little by little every day. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen next year. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen in 10 years. But regardless, it's gonna happen little by little, push it to that. You know what I mean? To the point where like whether it comes to the time if I have kids and I'm like 80, 90 years old,
Mhm.
that they keep going with it. Because like they got introduced to it and they got introduced in their own way. And if they want to pursue it, they can. If not, someone else close to me will do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just because of how hard I'm going for it every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm going hard in this. You know what I mean? Designing, trying to learn different stuff, traveling different states. And I think it's showing to the people that's close to me to the point like I'm taking this serious. Like I'm trying working on right now, building my team to like really build up to like having a storefront in my own hood, like or do so like just stuff like right now. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Just present day, like handling everything right now. So I know like 15 years from now, man, I'm trying to like really be like billboards. Like I'm trying to
Mhm.
like do it. Like I always see the impossible because it's possible it can happen because it happened
Exactly.
it's in my head already.
Exactly.
So like, I think it never would die. Even like with my teaching career, like I seen like so many teachers like impact students for years. Like and
Mhm.
people like in my hood, like, that was, like, in a different limelight, as I could say, from everybody else, and everybody have their own different views, and they be like, this teacher love him still because they see him as that student. So I think that's gonna be me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be that teacher that everybody can come to, whether however the world see you, you can
Right.
always call Mr. Walker. Like, you know what I mean? So and then coaching, like I feel the same way. You know what I mean? I felt like that from even with my little brother and his friends. You know what I'm saying? They still call me, still talk to me this day about certain things in the sport aspect and life.
Exactly.
Cause like so like I feel like I'm a coach with them. I feel like I was a coach with them since they were like young. So
Mhm.
that got me used to now. So now I feel like that ain't never gonna end either. So I just feel like right now, bro, I'm on a legacy run. Like every day when I wake up, I'm building something towards it. You know what I mean? For Larry Walker Jr. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So
That's what's up. Yeah, and the only reason I ask you that is because I know, just being another entrepreneur, we have those moments. And most of the guys that hang around are entrepreneurs. We talk about it all the time. It's like you feel like in a season of your life, you feel like in a moment it's like, okay, something not working. Is this meant for me to stop? Like sometimes I think about it with this. Like when I be in here by myself doing my solo episodes, and sometimes one solo episode will take off and sometimes the next one it'll only get 10, 19 views. And I'd be like, man, it's not consistent, it's not working. But I understand now as a man, it's like nothing in life is gonna be perfect. Nothing in life is gonna be as consistent as you want it to be. Like everything has its moment, everything has its pivots. You just have to learn how to pivot within it, not
mhm.
away from it. And the reason why I ask you that is because hearing you talk and this being our first conversation, I can tell that you're passionate about what you do. I can tell you're passionate about impacting other people. And based on how you answer the question, if it would have went left, you'd have been like, man, I don't know. It just depends on how things go. I would encourage you to just stay aligned. Cause bro, like I'm telling you, bro, I posted yesterday, I'm in the chamber 50 episodes. I would have never imagined this years ago.
Yeah.
50 episodes is a lot. If you do the math, 50 episodes with all these other people that I've had, it's no calculation to show my impact because it's unlimited. You can't contain this shit. You can't go against this shit because of what we have done, what you have done. Nobody can go against it because you impacted somebody's life that you probably don't even know.
Right. I felt
And
that,
that
bro.
person wakes up every day like, damn, man, Larry said this to me. I ain't gonna never forget this. They may not tell you, but they'll tell somebody else or they may tell themselves. So I'm always big and I always give flowers when people out here impacting other people, even with clothes. I used to work in retail.
Yeah.
I know that feeling of giving somebody a shirt or a pair of shoes and they be like, man, I don't know if I can pull it off. Yes, you can. Like they walk out the store happy as hell and that changed your heart. And they go home, man, I got this fly ass fit. It's just like us telling our homeboys, man, I got this hard ass fit.
Yeah.
That shit, that you can't replace that feeling, bro. You
True
can't
story.
replace it because it's like it doesn't cost nothing, bro.
Swear.
Making other people happy, making other people win don't cost nothing. It makes you happy. So I'm happy that you answered the question in that way. And I give you a kudos, bro, because I always tell them boys, Ted, this is a funny take. I can't do that clothing shit. I can't. I already tried.
Yeah, you can,
And
Cat.
bro, listen.
You
I'm gonna
can.
tell you why I can't. Because I'd rather see people wear it versus me. It's just how I've been, bro. That's just how I am. Like
Yeah.
I see shit, and in my lenses, it look hard as fuck for somebody else.
So
For me,
you don't think you could be, I ain't mean to cut you off. So
yeah,
you don't think you could be like a designer?
I'm a designer in my own way. And I'm gonna tell you this. This is my design.
Okay.
Art, you can paint art in whichever way you want. You can do it on a canvas, you can do it on the wall, you can do it on the shirt, you can do it on the damn floor.
Yeah.
But that's your own canvas. That's your
Right.
own way of art. Like some people like that. My boy I just had up at Christian, he said his art is him cutting hair. He's a barber.
Right.
Everybody got their own art. You know what I mean? Like, and clothing just not for me. I've
Right.
tried it. I've made my own Trail Truths podcast merch. That shit took me months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was stressful because I couldn't find that punch. But that's why I give y'all boys credit because that's y'all art. That can't be replaced. That can't be copied because it's yours.
Yeah.
And if people try to copy it, it's not real.
Right.
The shit don't sell. It's not consistent. It's not longevity. That's why in y'all world, y'all see all these other clothing brand designers hopping from wave to wave to wave.
Right.
They can't stay with one thing.
Mhm.
Gucci is Gucci. You don't see Gucci going to go make damn trying to think of something that's trendy right now. You don't see Gucci going to go make double stack joggers
Yeah.
because Gucci is Gucci.
Right.
When you authentic and you staying within your art, within your lane, can't copy that shit,
Facts.
bro.
I
No
felt
matter
that.
what you do, talking, creating clothes, it can't be copied. It would never be another Larry Walker. Never. And you gotta always remember that, fam. Always. Nobody can't do nothing you're doing. So whatever you do, that shit leave a blueprint. For you, your family, your legacy, whatever you want to leave behind, it leaves that blueprint. 110%.
It's
So
hard,
my
bro.
next question for you, I heard you say something from going from 25 to 7. I wish I would have asked you this earlier because I know something happened.
Yeah.
I pay attention to keywords and stuff like that. I wish I would have asked you this earlier because I know I ain't want to make it about football unless it came up.
Yeah.
What happened? Or matter of fact, don't even scratch all that. Don't worry about what happened. How was your college experience?
I loved it.
How was going away from home?
At first, it was hard, like, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I was getting used to and getting accustomed to, like, playing in that kinda lifestyle, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like, I feel like when you on a D1 level, like, you gotta really, like, be in football. Like you really gotta be in
it's a
it. Like
job.
to like succeed and really like get all the blessings that you can get, you really gotta be in it. So
Mhm.
it hit me real fast, especially like being for 7 hours from the crib. Like I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like my first day, like my first night, my mom drove me up there and
Mhm.
got me moved in for the summer workouts and stuff. And like it hit me because I ain't get bring my game. You know what I mean? It hit me at the nighttime. I'm like sitting there. I like woke up. I'm just like, yo, like, I'm, like, away from the crib, like, I'm,
Mhm.
like, gone, like, I'm, like, I can't, like, get in the
Yeah,
car and, like,
this
get
ain't
a
no
ride or someone come get me or I
can't
can't
get
see
no
none of the
Uber.
guys, like, none of
Mhm.
oh, man. I called my mom, bro, I said, "Yo, like, this ain't for me, bro, like, this is, like, a grip from the crib. Like I'm all the way in New York. Like I never thought I'd be here. Like especially for no ball. But like I got adjusted to it like real fast. Especially like I got cool with some of my teammates and everything, and
Mhm.
they ended up being like super close friends to this day. And then like soon as a kid, like all the students came in and everything, it was like real easy adjustment. But I love you Albany, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, I had a couple times where I could have went in the portal just because of how our team was doing in the middle years and like people like getting in my ear about you should do this, you should do that. But overall, man, like all through the experiences I went through up and down, like U Albany was like another like phase of a man I didn't know I was gonna unlock, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Especially being up there by yourself and everything. And it made me really like look at myself in the mirror and be like, is this the life that you want to live? Like, do you really want to go NFL? Like, this is how you gotta live. Like, you can't be outside chasing girls all the way all night. You can't be taking your time and trying to be outside and not try to watch film and do this. Like, it made me prioritize like what's real and what's not. You know what I mean?
For
Especially
sure.
like not even just what's real and what's fake in school, but like when you come back home. You know what I mean? Like you get that survivor's remorse in a sense, but then you start seeing it in a different limelight the more times you keep coming home and the more older you get. Cause you like, bro,
Mhm.
like, why are we on the same stuff from 2019? It's 2022 gang. Like what we on? Like you see me, like I feel like me and a couple of my homies, like our resume as a man growing up, like in our early 20s, getting out of high school, was like us how we was on the field. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? If we moving up on the depth chart, we making academic honor rolls and stuff like that. We being on these media days and everything. That's showing like you could take over a whole school based on your motion.
exactly.
But for the ones who didn't have school, or didn't want to do school, but they wanted to make themselves into a man or something else, you coming home and they doing the same stuff we was doing in high school.
A salute.
You know what I mean? So it really triggers you into another standpoint to be like, nah, I'd really rather be up school. So overall, like I keep saying, bro, I love you, Albany, bro. Like on and off the field, like they had good people up there, great
Mhm.
coaching staff. I appreciate Coach G giving me an opportunity to come up there and even like rediscover myself for real. So
That's what's up, bro. My college years was the exact opposite. That's why I
yeah.
always ask that question when
Where
people
you go to school
I
at?
went to school here, St. Leo.
Okay.
So it's just I endured so much. It was fun, but I endured so much struggle that it forced me to become the man that I am now.
Yeah.
Like most people, when they go to college, you have an option, right? I didn't have many options when I got to school. I had to work a job with no car. I had to pay $60 Ubers to get to International Mall,
Yeah.
not knowing if I'm gonna have a ride home or not knowing if my paycheck gonna be big enough to
Right.
cover all these expenses. I got blessed, right? So my blessings came through a struggle. And this is why I tell people like risks are not calculated. I took a risk coming to school. I knew I had to pay. I knew I wasn't getting a scholarship.
Yeah.
As smart as I was, I graduated honors, still didn't get a scholarship, right? And that came from me not taking advantage of the time I had in high school. High school, my senior year, I became a promoter. Like, you know what I mean? Like I looked at life for money and where I could be at. And I tried to make best of my situation because, like I mentioned earlier in the episode, I came from a house, there was so many people in the house, bro. Like I tell people all the time, like I didn't have the lifestyle of a normal black kid. Like most black kids, they got their own bed, room. I didn't have that. My bed was a couch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my mindset was different. My survival remorse was different because my situation. So, like I said, once I got that ticket, Any kid that's sleeping on the couch multiple years, once they get a ticket out, they gone.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the concept of bills, savings, none of that shit because I didn't have the opportunity to. I just knew get enough money, take care of yourself, and try to help others, and then you worry about the rest later. So me coming to college, it was like that calculated risk that I never knew I was going to experience. You know what I mean? Like I can't look back and say like certain people impacted me. I can only say one person impacted me when I was in college. And that was a person that gave me the opportunity to feed myself. Like one girl, I always tell the story. One girl, I went to the store. We had like a little grocery store on campus. And my account was a negative, but I took a chance just trying to swipe a card because, you know, a nigga hungry.
Yeah, you
I'm trying to
got
get some noodles, you
just to
feel
see
me?
if
Like,
the system backed up or
exactly,
something.
exactly. I'm trying to
I
see,
felt
okay,
that,
let me
cuz.
see if the cashier gonna fuck with me or something like
Yeah.
that. They didn't fuck with me, but as soon as I walked out, somebody came behind me, a girl, paid for my shit. And that was the light that I needed. I knew like, bro, you gotta change, bro. Like, cool, everybody know you the promoter, but they don't see this back page. They don't see all the shit that you going through. People don't even know that you paying for college check for check. You hoping that your people can help you knowing that they can't. People don't see that shit, so that don't matter. So I knew, bro, like something had to give. You feel me? So
Yeah.
my college was that situation that I had to go through in order to be who I am today. Like, of course I went through shit, almost got expelled, all different type of shit, but I needed that in
Yeah.
order to get to where I need to be. So it's always funny when I hear other people say their college was like fun, you know, they learned a lot.
Yeah.
Me, I was just trying to survive,
Right.
fam. And God
That's crazy,
helped me,
bro.
bro. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that's why I encourage people to go to college. And people
Yeah.
say it's a scam, but I say it'll really make or break you. I done seen that shit break a lot of people.
Me too, cuz.
Like
Me
like you said,
too.
like some people when they get away from home,
Mhm.
they either don't know what to do or they get lost, or they can stay steady. But I done seen some people come out there for a semester and be like, bro, I can't take this shit no more. I'm
Yeah.
going home, bro. Like, I miss my family.
That's
I
all
ain't
they
got no
know.
money. You feel
That's
me?
all they know.
You know what I mean? So my next question for you is being that college was a good experience for you and being that you're still you kind of graduated from the education system, now you're a part of it. What do you think is one thing that you're looking forward towards improving the educational system? Because now you're a part of it. And that's a key role to everything that you're doing right now.
I'll say this first. I think like the education system, basically, especially now, like with AI being involved, like
Mhm.
I think it's on the trend going up. I think we're getting into a new wave of education. I should
Mhm.
say because even like I start seeing it when I was in school, like from the 2000s to the 2010s, like we getting into more computers, Apple getting up with the gear and
Mhm.
everything, and like especially, but now I think it's like a whole different wave of things because now we getting into things of kids going to school for stuff that we thought was stupid way back when.
IT.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like that, or if you want to stay in that field, we can go into like even kids streaming
Mhm.
and like performing arts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like you get into this new wave now of like, and then also too, it also is a big trend now. We're getting a lot of like young educators. It ain't no more like the 50-year-old, 60-year-old educators no more. It's like it is, but like they starting to like drift away because they
Yeah.
tired of the new times now. They don't know how to adjust to it. So now we getting into the new wave of teachers and everything.
Mhm.
So the education system keep going up and up. To me, I feel like I think we need to keep only like improving into like paying attention on how the world is and like how the
Mhm.
kids is like gravitating to what. You know what I mean? Like kids are gonna gravitate to AI because it's in their face.
Exactly.
It's everywhere. It's literally every video you see, whether it's funny or not, or someone build on a poster or a flyer. But I'm blessed to even see it. Like at my school, literally this past year, we had a meeting, in service meeting about AI. Like we had an AI class that we're gonna have like coming into play, like coming soon, because we need to teach these kids how to like use it as a tool. Cause like us adults, like if we want to answer a factual answer for something, we're gonna ask AI. Rightfully
100%.
so. You got to, but you use it in a sense of how you want to use it in your way in your life and as a tool.
Mhm.
If you use it as a tool, it's okay. But if you just like copy and pasting stuff and just being like on some humbug stuff, it's over with. Like, so I think like in the education system, I think we just need to keep rising, keep adapting to how we seeing everything and what the kids gravitating to.
For sure. And usually I always ask people this because we're getting towards the end of the episode. I usually always ask people this. What is one thing say for instance, if you could go back in time and tell yourself something that'll help you understand where you're gonna be at right now, what is one piece of advice that you would give your younger self?
I would tell myself, bro, believe in yourself. Like everything that everybody's saying about you, whether if they blood or not,
Mhm,
or they close to you or not, whether you waking up to them every day or not, but believe in yourself. There's no reason why you thinking the way you think. There's no reason why that you act the way you act. It's supposed to happen.
sure.
Just believe in it and go all the way through because I think like a lot of times and a lot of my close peoples around me can vouch like everything I used to do when I was younger, like I used to second guess it. Like I'm just like, because it's not this way. It's not in a certain way that I wanted it to be.
Mhm,
This is not how I planned it. You know what I mean? I was trying to be so perfect, cuz in every aspect of my life. You know what I mean? Just to prove everybody wrong, just to be like, yeah, I did it.
mhm,
But then like once I realized as I got older, like I don't care if they see it if I did it or not. I just gotta do it regardless for me. You know
exactly.
what I mean? I gotta do it for me.
Mhm,
So if I don't get the satisfaction of a me, why am I doing it? How can I get the satisfaction of someone else if I don't got the satisfaction of me
mhm,
and love myself and what I'm doing and be happy and waking up with a smile for that? But I'm waiting on a smile for someone to be like, yeah, you did that, bro. That's crazy.
mhm,
So like I had that mindset when I was younger. So I just say to myself that just believe in yourself. Take that risk, cuz if you take it, the sooner you take it, the better you gonna be a man.
for sure. I mean, I can only agree, and the reason why I agree so much is because I was that person that you was talking about. My life was I would say I lived my life in a reverse, right? Most of the times I got satisfaction from doing for people. I got satisfaction from proving people like, yeah, I did it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did it for you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did it for me. You know what I mean? And I never cared about how I truly felt. So I always tell people the funny thing about me being a promoter, like I didn't think I was gonna be a promoter. Like I just was the next guy up. You know what I mean? Like all my homeboys, they graduated. I was cool with all the older people. So when it came time to me be a senior, they was like, man, Trey, you know everybody. You might as well do it. I'm like, bro, I don't do social media and shit. Like they be like, everybody knows you. And I was only known for the wrong reason. So I became a promoter for people.
Yeah.
I started throwing events for people. That lead me into being a people pleaser. There was nobody to please Trey. Like I told you, like I just told you, I still had to go home to that couch. Ain't nobody be like, damn, let me help Trey. I try to get him a job,
Right.
that. No, I was working 2 jobs as a senior, trying to figure this shit out. No car. One job paying for the Ubers. One job is just paying me so I can eat, so I can have money for myself. I still got to pay my people to come pick me up from wherever I'm working. I got to get them gas money. I ain't know nothing about saving. I'm still trying to, I gotta pay my people. I gotta try to look fly because now I'm the promoter. Now I'm the guy. I gotta try to keep up with all the trends and all that for what?
Surviving, bro. You putting yourself in survival mode for no reason.
For no reason. Like to prove what? Ain't nobody coming right now and be like, man, Trey, bro, you were fly as fucking high school. Trey, you threw the best parties in high school. Nobody gives a fuck, bro. And I did all that for people. I did it when I got to college, like trying to throw all these events, knowing I ain't got no money, knowing I got to pay tuition, trying to figure this shit out, trying to rent venues, trying to do all this shit for people, killing myself in a sense. That's really what it is. You killing yourself with a delusion. The delusion is the weapon. Instead of using it as a tool, you using it as a weapon to kill yourself just to please other people. I did that for years, bro. And that's why I tell people all the time, my biggest slogan is I was going through depression without knowing I was going through depression. I'm thinking the whole time, like, I'm doing all this for the greater good. Man, something gonna work. Something gonna work. And granted, something did work. I found out who I was and heard it, but I needed to go through that because God, all I was doing was going against what God had for me every single fucking time. And like I said, like as a man, making those investments and then not panning out how you thought it was, like I thought I was gonna be the biggest promoter when I was doing this shit early on. I was like, man, I'm finna go to Tampa, I'm gonna take over Tampa,
Yeah,
probably
you
go back
got
to the
to.
city.
Yep.
And man, that shit ain't work out, but it all happened so I can get to where I am now. Like my vision now, like how we was talking before we got up here, like, man, I ain't going no fucking e-boy. Back then,
Right.
promoter, hell yeah, man. Go get a sextant. Yeah. We rock out.
Yeah.
But I had to go through all that to get to this. And the only reason I'm telling you that now is like, I feel like when people are able to get on here and tell themselves advice, I feel like that's the best thing because I feel like if you be like, man, I don't know what I would tell myself, then you never really found yourself.
Facts. Facts, bro.
You never really found yourself. You
For
know what I
real.
mean? And I feel like sometimes a lot of people are lost with inside, even as adults. Some people are lost and they feel really can't figure this shit out. all this life shit is a game at different levels, and the longer you wait to figure this shit out,
It's gonna
the
pass you up, bro. It's gonna pass you up fast too. You gonna be
fast,
you gonna
bro,
be off the highway. That's what it
fast,
play with your food like that, boy.
man. Shit gonna get so cold, you ain't even gonna wanna eat it no matter how hungry you is.
I knew
Like, I tell people, man, people be so worried about what's going on behind them, they miss their blessings, they miss the exit, and they wake up lost as fuck, like, what the fuck
and
going
then
on?
try to blame somebody else for it. Then they go back to square one and the
Back in square
whole, you know
one.
what I
It's a
mean?
whole I say it's that loop, man. That motherfucker dangerous. If you can't
Yeah.
find a way to get out of it and escape it, it's like, man, you done that shooting yourself. Like,
You're gonna be stuck
it's
in the same shoes, cuz. And you're gonna be stuck down to the ground. You ain't gonna ever rise. You ain't never gonna be able to rise because you still stuck in that loop like you keep saying, cuz.
it's dangerous, bro. It's dangerous, bro. But I appreciate you pulling up, man, and even, you know what I mean, I know you got peoples down here, but even just taking the flight, you know what I mean? I was telling Day Day on the phone that yesterday. I was like, man, I done had somebody fly down here before, but like that's somebody that I know. You feel me? Like, you don't know me from a can of paint, bro. And to fly down here, visit your family, and take time out to come sit down with me, bro, that says a lot. You
Appreciate
feel
you for
me?
having me,
And,
bro.
and
Like,
for sure, and just having people that say that you a stand up guy. You feel me? Like Day told me, it was like every time you come down here, you tell them like, hey, bro, I'm in Tampa. You know what I mean? Just having somebody be able to speak to you at that level, bro, that says a lot about your character, bro. And I'm glad that we got to connect.
appreciate that, bro, for real.
You feel me? And this
Appreciate
won't
the
be the last
opportunity.
time. This is just the first time of
Oh,
many different
yeah.
things. You feel me?
Oh,
So
yeah, for sure.
more blessings, more success onto, you know, yourself, your business, and then everything that you got going forward.
Vice versa,
But
brother, for real.
appreciate you, bro. But
Always.
since we are getting to the end, I'm gonna have you go ahead, take the top off, pick a card, read the question, and then answer it.
This one right here. Look at that one.
That's
So it says, what version are you proud of becoming? So I say, bro, like the version of me is like this version now. Like this version of me being present,
mhm,
being where my feet is at actually now. Like understanding what's real and fake. Like I think everything in my life leading up to now is coming full circle. So
mhm,
like I'm very proud of like how I've been reacting recently and how I've been like taking on things as a man
mhm,
and like even like going about it as a man. I say that, bro, because like before, like, and I always used to get so confused because it's like, I'd be like, yo, I was brought up under this in these circumstances.
mhm,
But then you got to realize, like, people ain't you, bro. Everybody ain't have the same household. Everybody wasn't blessed with the same outlets of conversation and
mhm,
wisdom and perspective and all that. So you can't expect that. So I think like me being like me right now, I'm so proud of me of that expectation being away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect nothing from nobody no more in
mhm.
the sense of like how you supposed to react to the situation because everybody different. But
Exactly.
like, it's cliche to say, but like, as a man, it takes you a minute to understand it because like, you like so into your ways, like you
Wired
get,
in.
you know what I mean? It's like, nah, you supposed to do it like this. Like, and you get into that pride in the situations, things like that, it gets you lost.
Mhm.
So I think like I'm proud of like who I'm becoming like as a man right now and through the things I've been withstanding up to now.
For sure. And I always tell people, man, you gotta change within the times. You know what I mean? Like what my uncles was telling me back then, that shit won't work now. Like I can't be the type of man they was back then. I can't
Mhm.
be the man they are now because my life is just different from theirs. Like I
Mhm.
go through different shit. Maybe it's within the same type of situation. Maybe it's kind of like of a struggle. We kind of meet there, but their struggle and my struggle, two different things. Like back then, it was normal to lash out on the motherfucker. You can't do that now.
Nah, it's over with.
Like
Too
you can't even really
yeah.
look at somebody in the wrong way. You can't say certain things to
Mhm.
certain people because either can get emotional or they can get aggressive. Like things are changing. Like the way we were raised, the way we were wired in, you really can't. It's like it's, in a sense, it's like that generational boundary. You got to break that shit sometimes. You feel me? And to hear that you broke it, that's good because now that made you your own man. And now when you have kids, you can teach your kids, hey, I did it this way, but sometimes you got to figure out your own way. Like you can't do this shit how I did it. You can follow it, but when you come to that roadblock, you gotta decide you're gonna make a left or a right. You can't be like, well, all right, dad made a right. Sometimes my right and your right is two different things.
Mhm.
You're gonna have to break off at some point, but Yeah, man, it's important to change with the times because I was kind of stuck in that mindset too. Just trying to, stay within the normal norms of being a man. Like everything that men do is kind of typically labeled.
Yeah,
Either got to be super strong, not
right.
vulnerable. But then on the contrary, you got to be vulnerable enough and still be strong at the same time. You can't teach that in a sense. Sometimes you just got to live through it and experience it to understand it for yourself. Because if this shit was taught, we all be perfect.
Exactly.
So
Exactly, bro.
yeah, bro. Since we are at the end, like I said before, I appreciate you. Make sure you shout yourself out. Let them know clothing brand, personal page, and whatever else you got
Oh,
going on.
yeah. Follow me on Instagram, _Larry14. That's the personal page. And then the clothing line, 7 Styles. Follow that Instagram as well. It's the number 7 styles. Tap in with the website, 7styles.org. Appreciate you, bro, for real.
Sure.
Again, like for this opportunity, especially even not even just for me, but for the brand. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate that.
For
Went
sure,
a
for
long
sure,
way, for
for
sure.
sure, man. It's definitely gonna be, like I said, this is just the first time. It won't be the last time, and I'm pretty sure within who knows next couple months, weeks, whatever the case may be, we may be able to lock in a part two.
Come on,
Whatever,
cuz.
whatever
Let
the
me
case may
know.
be, whenever you're ready to come back to sit
Yeah.
down, whatever. You feel me? So I'm always acceptive of people just taking time, getting better, come back, tell the world, tell me, tell them, because they the ones that really appreciate it. I appreciate it as well too because it just gives me another perspective to look at things through. But the people is the ones that really, really, really appreciate it, and the ones that really need it. You
They're
know what
gonna
I
give
mean?
you the answer, cuz. They're gonna
Telling
give you
you,
the answer every
telling you,
time.
and y'all know how I am with the outro. Gone. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro, for
For
real.
sure.
This was hard. I already know this is gonna be hard too when you edit it and do all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Shit,
already
sure.
knowing.